Alright, so I talked to my neighbor yesterday about doing her grass and stuff like that, and I told her I would do it this morning, and I got around to doing it and all that, and gonna edge your yard more tomorrow because it started raining a little bit tonight, right? And things like that, right? But again, I don't know. So I left my stuff, you know, in the yard so I could do it tonight when I got home. But someone stole my little red lawnmower. And what audacity you have? What you think? I'm not going to notice it or what? What kind of person steals somebody's lawnmower while they're at work during broad daylight? I don't know. What cojones you must have? I don't know. But that's covetousness, right? That's the first sin of Satan. He covets to be like Jesus when he already is. Jesus' son. Why do you think all this is still going on after all this time? Do you think that it's simply because Jesus wants Satan to be this way or he can't control him? I don't know. And you're following him too. He's such an envier. And you envy him. Envy is never good. It don't make you better. It never can. Now, am I saying it because I haven't forgiven you? No, I didn't forgive you. That's not the problem. But it don't mean you steal my lawnmower in broad daylight while I'm at work. Just because I left the stuff for me to do it when I got home. Who does that? What kind of people are you? I mean, you know the other one don't even work. I already told you that last year. And you know that one's to cut the edges, right, of the house, right? And I'll have to wait a while before I can cut it. But I probably won't have to cut it again this year. But you don't buy the lawnmower because you don't need it every year. Again, right? And the only way you can be harassing me now is if you're what? Paying more attention to you than you should. Paying way more attention to me than you should. When you're evil, it's on you when you go to hell. Even if you live 120 years like Moses, if you're doing evil, you're doing evil. You're doing evil. If you're good and evil like everybody else, what purpose do you serve, right? That's what Jesus means, right? Anyone can do people wrong. And obviously you want to do me wrong still, right? It ain't going to stop until you realize you're in the wrong, right? You can't change my nature. What, you think I think somebody wanted to have sex with me today? Right. It don't matter if they did. They didn't act on it during the day. And if they're doing something with me at night, I don't even know. I don't even know. That's what I'm telling Maria or Matt. I don't know what the hell y'all talking about. I don't know what's going on with y'all. Why you acting so crazy? And you're acting crazy to me. You're acting schizo like your brother to me. I don't know what you're talking about, right? Yeah. See, schizophrenia runs in the family. Except mine didn't affect me, dear, till I was 23 because of my shipmates. Messing with my new girlfriend. What does that have to do with you? Shouldn't be nothing. Unless Rose is really my ex-girlfriend. Alright. Line out her butt. Now, I'm telling her why, who confused her. The shipmates. Well, me, I wanted to marry her. My tone never changed. I'm a religious man. Now, that don't mean, okay, with a religious man, he won't have premarital sex with you. But if you do, he's promising you he's trying to marry you and not just use you as a piece of meat. Know what I mean? But anyway, when you do evil, though, it comes to haunt you, right? Not me. And see, God don't keep the score, but Satan does, because God won't, right? He made himself judge, jury, and executioner, because God will let you live forever, right? And you can do all this to each other, but you wonder why. It's to try and keep you in check, don't you think? Why does Jesus let Satan do all this? Because he knows he's doing it to try and teach you you can do it. But just because you can do something don't mean you should do it, right? Satan in his own way loves you too, right? But he is teaching you the conditions of love, If I slap you upside the face, wouldn't you get tired of that and think I don't love you? Yeah. If I beat my girlfriend, does that tell her I love her or that I'm a control freak and possessive of her? Exactly. But I never done that to any of my girlfriend. Not even Daphne. When she tried to start a fight with me. But I didn't pick her up and put her in the bed and leave the room. Why is that different, you might ask? Well, she was trying to get me to hit her and I wouldn't do it if I would pick her up and put her to bed and left the room. She didn't even think I could do that. And see, she's baiting me to hurt me more. I'm smaller than her. At the time I was. At the time we were. But that's the whole point. She wants me to hit her. She's that kind of batshit crazy when she gets batshit crazy. I'm not. That's why I had to leave her too. With or without the daughter coming in there or not. Which I'm not confirming or denying. I don't know, right? But the problem is, though, Daphne, Amanda knows you better than I do. She knows if you would let her go in there or not. Not me, not me. I don't remember anything. I keep telling you that. I'm just guessing what I would do based upon my behaviors before, during, and after eating. And see, I ain't changed as far as personality wise and how I handle things, right? I might get a little nervous or a little scared of you, but I still ain't gonna hurt you. I know. Whole point. You can't always solve violence with violence anyway. I know. But like I told you, self-defense means, though, if you're trying to kill me and I accidentally kill you, I gotta forgive myself for that shit. Know what I mean? I'm not trying to kill you, right? But you shouldn't try to kill me either. First place. But you know me then. Okay, if I get home, you know what I'm gonna do. Lay down. Take my medication. For at least almost 2 hours. Why? I don't know. But on my feet for about 6 hours, right? Except for a 30-minute break and two 5-minute breaks. So altogether, I had about a 40-minute break today, right? But tomorrow's a shorter day, right? Like I said, right? Now, y'all have noticed, though, how this year has been cooler, especially in the Atlantic. You don't think something's going on and God's warning you about something you're doing wrong? Yeah. It is, it is. There's only been 9 named storms this year. 9. How often have you seen that in the last several summers? You don't think you're tempting the Lord. Never tempting the Lord. And the Lord knows when you're tempting the Lord. He'll show you through Satan. You see, Satan can punish you. It's God who can't. And Jesus. It's all I can do to warn you of it because you don't know when he'll do it. That's the problem too. He might let you get away with shit for years and then suddenly you're out of the picture. You're out of the picture. And it's like nobody knew you. I'm not naming names. Who names names when your name is Shane Everly and everybody's ignoring you like you're not even who you are? I know. Is that normal? No. But how can it be normal when people use nom de plumes anyway in Hollywood? Did Regis Philbin die or the character he played? Know what I mean? He's tired of playing that character, right? He died, right? But if Regis Philbin is a nom de plume, he never existed either. An actor played him, right? And pretended to be him, right? And could have been him, right? Or as him, right? But who is he? Who is he? Really? Yet, what? Life goes on without you. Cause I ain't got nobody. Nobody cares for me. Nobody. I like the lyrics to that song. It's the point. Nobody really cares for you but you, right? But if you don't care for yourself, then you're shit out of luck. Eventually, you're gonna just fade away. Now, you might say it's better to burn out than fade away, Def Leppard, right? But you're doing both. You're burning out so quickly, nobody knows who you are either in the future. And that's the problem too, right? No one will really remember your name, right? Or mine. In the future. They might not even have a way to play our music in the future. You don't know. All it takes is some madman with a neutron bomb or nuclear warhead when it's over, and it's over. As fast as this world developed, it can just as quickly fade away. That's what we're really trying to warn you about, right? Which you never heed the warning. You're arrogant people. And your problem is greed and money. You want all the money, but you don't want to share the wealth. Well, the problem with that is you're making the money you're spending and minting it and giving it to each other. Now, even computers are a security risk. So you put a chip in your hand or your forehead to control the money too. You still need security. You still need computers. Those things cost money just as much as it does to print up money. So quit lying to yourselves. You're greedy. You want more money than you're supposed to have. And you won't even give those who need enough to live off of the enough they need to live off of, do you? Nope. No. Now, we contracted for $35. That's a big deal, right? Right. Well, she ain't got it. Then it's a big deal for me and her. But like I said, it's not about the money. It's about helping out your neighbor too, right? Even if she could only do 30, that would have been fine. But like I said, right? I know that. But do you think she's the problem or the people around her? Right, right. Do you think the officer was influenced by the bus driver who he was around because of the children? Right? Now, who can lose her job though, and who's going to Charleston with enough time to get up there? Me. She can lose her job, right? Yet you know that's suspicious to begin with. See, when you corrupt yourself, corruption doesn't happen overnight. It happens gradually, right? And you let it happen because you think you're doing the person a solid, but you're not. They're going to get in more trouble. And when they are finally fired, it'll be a bigger deal. That. By then, too. Things don't get better when you do evil. They get worse. Because you're constantly running from the thing you fear the most, which is getting caught. Like I said, if my stepdaughter thought, even for a moment, I did something with her, You don't think as soon as she turned 18 she would do something about it? And here it is another year. Some asshole won't let it go. And all I can do is deal with it because it's part of my past period, right? Why? Because I married a woman who had a 4-year-old daughter. And that's part of my life that'll never change, right? You can't undo it. You can't forget it. You can't change it happen, right? Some things you just don't. Well, you might ask, well, what does it mean when Jesus said he'll blot out your sins? Don't worry about it, right? It don't mean you didn't sin. He's not saying that. But what he means is he will remember them no more, right? Even if you keep doing it. Hypothetically. Say you're stuck in it, right? The middle is you. The middle is you. The you is Satan. The you is Satan. You're stuck in the middle of all this with Satan's rebellion from his father and mother, right? He don't like his own freedom so much that he's willing to hurt other creatures and just to prove he can even hurt himself. Who do you think got hurt first? Who wanted to hurt others first, but Satan himself? Right? He did something that wound up hurting him, right? And he wanted to share the pain with you, instead of the pleasure, which is what Jesus wants you to share with each other: is the pleasure, not the pain, right? That which is good and pleasurable, Jesus made for a reason. Even sex, even sex. But again, you're so caught up in delusions of grandeur, right? You forget who you are anymore. What God made as good is good. And what God made that you're not supposed to do, you're just not supposed to do it. But even if you do, God's done tried to work it out for you to get your head back into the game, right? Now, does that mean that gay people can't marry? No, no. That's not what Jesus is saying. No, no. Does that mean that you have to do weird things to be gay? No, no. But you do it because it's ostracized, usually, right? You're told not to do it at all, right? Well, if you do it, you're doing it. If you don't do it, you don't do it. Same point, right? But people who are confused about it, which is probably the type of people who I'm dealing with, right? They probably did it too, but they're ashamed of it. That's the problem, right? It's not so much as they don't do it. The problem is they don't want to keep it a secret when they can't. Because they're going after someone who doesn't do it. See what I mean? Right. When someone don't do it and you go after them, it's obviously you're going after them and bringing up pedophilia of a 4-year-old because you think that changes something with me and you. It don't. It don't. You're acting like that's worse than what you're trying to do with me, but it's the same to me, right? In other words, it don't matter if I don't want to do something, and I know better than to do that with the 4-year-old. So you're marking up the wrong tree to begin with, right? All I'm telling you I would do in a nutshell is if she came in there or not, let's bring her back to her mom. No matter what happens, story 1, story 2, or story 3, right? Or story 4, right? 4 things could happen that night, right? And I make up 4 possibilities, right? Why? Because I learned about that studying in the ninjutsu. There's more than one thing that can happen, right? Normally, if a child's in there with you in the middle of the night, like I said, they want to eat, drink, or go to the bathroom, right? And maybe they need a little assistance to feel comfortable around you. So you pull down her pants, she goes to the bathroom, you pull them back up, and she leaves. Go back to the mom, right? And nobody gets worried about it. Only way you get worried about it is you're trying to do that and the child acts a little out of character, right? Herself. But then you know she didn't get to the bathroom because you're sleeping on the couch. Right? You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Come on, come on. You know what I mean? But you can't change certain scenarios. When you're fighting with your husband, you know he's got to take the couch. When the daughter's in there with the mother, you know you're implicating her more than him. Why do you even begin to do that? You're hurting my ex-wife more than you'll ever hurt me. And the daughter. And the daughter. You might even fuck up her life so bad that she has to find a way to marry me or something. Or have children with me because she can't find a man. Right? You're not just fucking with my life, you're fucking with her life. I'm not saying she does or that God wouldn't fuck her. Right? I ain't saying that either. I know men. I mean, they'll fuck her. They'll fuck her too. And like I said, right, that's not the problem probably. It's easier for a woman to get laid unless they think she's damaged goods, right? Which is what you're telling them she is. Not me, not you. I don't even know what you're talking about. This is the whole point about having a stepdaughter when you met her mother and you're trying to be with the mother, not the stepdaughter. You don't even know her yet. You're not even thinking that like that. And why would you? Daffy wasn't no bad looking woman to begin with, he would never was. You know what I mean? Not saying that. But if the mind's corrupt, the body will follow. You know what I mean? Right? And Daphne wasn't as forgiving as me, let's just say that. When it comes to certain details. But again, like I said, you can't embellish a truth. That I helped raise my sister with my mom, and you met her, and right, when you came and visited, right? You know more about my family than I do yours. I never even met yours. Come on. Come on. But I'm sure they know me by now. I'm sure they know me by now. But I'm sure your dad can tell I wouldn't even touch your daughter if she came in there or not. I'd be more worried you were trying to set me up with your bad behavior up to then. Maybe he would, maybe he wouldn't. Don't matter and don't matter. But come on, you can tell when someone's bullshitting you and when someone's confused about what the hell you're saying and the difference there. Because I don't even know that shit happened. I'm just telling you what I'll do if it could happen, alright? But didn't. And but that means, even if you stayed there with my ex-wife, the fifth choice is void, right? With void, I would just go in there, rape the mother and the child, and kill them both. That's void. That's void. What void means is I'm unemotional, right? I don't give a fuck, and I'm a cold-blooded, stone cold killer, right? I'm devoid of human emotion, right? Not earth, wind, and fire, and water, and water. Ah. But you forget, don't you? Water is the essence of life and what life flows through easier than the matter, right? In fact, your blood is designed with white and red blood cells. They were probably originally whiter than red. Though your sins be as crimson now, they were once white as snow. Or clear as running water. Clear as running water. What if your blood was as clear as water, right? At one time, right? Until Satan learned how to hurt himself or got hurt doing something he shouldn't have done around Jesus. I don't know. I think that's probably what happened, right? And because he hurt himself and not so much as Jesus wanted to hurt him, but it's an accident, and God still tried to heal him, but he refused the miracle, right? He started refusing and teaching other creatures to fear him, right? Over God, right? That's why you suffer under Satan, not God and Jesus. But you're caught in his lie, I know. Oh, what wicked web you weave when you practice what Satan to deceive. That's why he's a good devil sometimes and a bad the next. If he wasn't good sometimes, you wouldn't want to be around him at all. Mm-hmm. But it's when he's bad that you know you don't want to be around him again, right? But you still go back for the good Satan, right? The good men who know how to make love to you and buzz a vibrator in your vagina. But at the same time, wouldn't waste their tongue on you to make you feel good without wanting money. They have to create a little buzz toy, right? To even make you feel good. Because they're only about their pleasure, not yours, right? Sometimes too, right? Uh-oh. But y'all need to figure some things out. Not just me.